Hello everyone, today we're going to be figuring out what the worst RobTop level is in Geometry Dash. I've already made a video on the best RobTop levels, so I thought why not make a video on the worst RobTop levels. Going through the 21 official levels, I honestly struggled to find ones that I really didn't like. However, I've managed to select 4 levels which I believe are in contention to be the worst level in Geometry Dash. Let's just get the obvious one that people don't like out of the way first, Geometrical Dominator. Pretty much all of the hate of Geometrical Dominator comes from the dark section, and for good reason. This section's basically impossible to sight read, as when the platforms pop up, they give you mere milliseconds to react and make an input, and that's just not what people want. Now, I'm gonna do something brave. I'm coming to the defense of Geometrical Dominator. The first 70% of the level, up until the dark part, is actually really good. There's a fairly tight wave section which isn't really seen in many RobTop levels, and you can't tell me this robot section isn't good. It's got bright colours, it's got rainbows, and for a robot, it's actually really fun. After the next ship and UFO section, that's where I stop defending the level. It just gets worse from here on out. The dark section, the wave section that feels ripped out of blast processing, just after that part, the design of the level just feels to not fit the theme anymore. It goes back to being more thematic in the ship, but after that, the robot, it's just back to this weird design choice. With all that said, Geometrical Dominator isn't as bad as players make it out to be. It's actually a really fun level, except from the ending. It's a little funky. That's not enough for me to consider it to be one of the worst levels in the game. There's definitely worse ones out there. Base after base, it's the next level we're looking at. But before we go into it, you should consider subscribing to the channel. Anyways, base after base is a candidate for one of the worst levels because it's just so forgettable. I'm not lying to you when I say I genuinely did not know there was an upside down section in base after base. There just aren't any parts in base after base that stand out to me, and I've got 2 explanations for this. The first reason is that this level feels uninspired to me. Take this ship section for example. There's some pillars, there's some spikes, there's a corridor, and there's some more spikes. Nothing we haven't seen before in the previous 4 levels. Same goes for the coins, specifically the first one. All you do is just drop down. It's simple, but boring and uninteresting. My second reason for base after base being not as memorable as other levels is by the time you've reached base after base, you've most likely beat Stereo Madness, Back on Track, Polargeist, and Dryout. And when you get to base after base, it's just so easy and simple, you do it in a few attempts and move on. Next up is base after base's more memorable cousin, Cant Let Go. I have very mixed feelings about Cant Let Go, because on one hand it's actually a memorable level, but in the other hand it's just kind of bland. What do I mean when I say the level's bland? Well, from 30% up until 85%, the level is just black. Black background with highlights of white. And if you're asking me, that's not very interesting. Also, when playing Cant Let Go for the first few times, this upside down section at the end is agreed on by many people in the community that is just way too hard for what it is. I definitely struggled with it when I first played the level, and I'm sure many of you guys did as well. Cant Let Go fits into that section of levels where they're just not too good and not too bad, they're just mediocre. But honestly, that's fine. Without levels like this, Geometry Dash wouldn't be where it is today. The final level we're looking at today is Time Machine. I guess I'll start with the song. Have a listen to this. It's just not a great song, and me, I like a lot of music. I don't stick to one specific genre, I like most of it, but that just ain't cutting it for me. The song isn't even the worst part of Time Machine. The introduction to the mirror portal is. It's probably one of the most hated additions to Geometry Dash that I know of. The mirror portal itself isn't too bad, but its use in Time Machine is what makes the level so much worse than it should have been. Mirror portals are great for short sections, such as in Clutterfunk. They're not used extensively for massive long periods of the level, they're just used in moderation. The mirror portal honestly gives Time Machine pretty bad gameplay. And mix that with early level design, it just makes for not a great combo and not a great level. So, to answer the question of what the worst RobTop level in Geometry Dash is, I couldn't give a straight answer. I don't really hate these levels more than the other. Like, yeah, they're pretty bad. Time Machine, it's not great. Base after base, whatever. But they're just not terrible. But if you have a different opinion to mine, leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to read it. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!